Hi, Lee. Hey, Lee, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Hey,
hi. Sorry about that. I was on my phone and it wasn't working. I'm
not a problem.
so nice. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm still on my phone. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But nice to officially meet you.
I know. Good to see you in person. This is great.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm more of a in-class person, and I was never, I was never into like online classes, especially math.
Sure, sure.
And I like to
Understand.
ask questions.
Absolutely. Well, what are you stuck on? Maybe I can help you. I think you've made tremendous progress over the last few weeks, so kudos for that.
Thank you. But that's the thing. Sorry. What would be most preferred? Because if the
Dr. Sam.
Salvatore was stamped, I should have known. It says it in the mail. I am so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Because of this upcoming, project, this upcoming assignment. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna pull that up right now.
Sure.
And I was just kind of I was normally trying to read through the overview and going through a live video session, but the question that I ask is much different, especially the 2 weeks before. In the 2 weeks before that, when you mentioned I made a numerous mistake,
Yep.
and that's actually one of the questions, because at the time I thought I was doing, but I wasn't, and that's what actually confused me a little, and I was wondering if we could talk about week 5
Sure.
assignment.
Yeah, not a
Thank,
problem.
thank you very
Do
much,
you want to bring
Dr.
up your
Sam.
screen?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, Dr. Sam.
And
Oh,
supposedly a couple more people might be joining us, but when they get in here, they might have their own questions. So let's go after yours before anybody else gets in here.
yes, sir. And my apologies about being little. I thought we were still meeting at around 3.
That's okay.
And this is perfect because I do not know because I go to the campus for like study purposes for this class, because particularly for this class, and I'm English is kind of my third language, and I'm still, it's kind of a little buffering of.
Hey,
So, oh, sorry, sir.
from my point of view, your English is amazing. So whatever you've been doing, my goodness, impressive.
Thank you, sir. Is it possible if I may have permission to share screen, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sorry, because mine has been disabled for sharing screen. I
Oh,
I believe it's at when on the three dot there should be more, and
are you talking like on my end?
yes, sir. Yes, sir,
Uh,
Dr. Sam.
let's see. Maybe I should make you the host. Is that
Oh,
I don't know. Let me make you the host and see if it'll let you share.
yes, sir.
Let's see if it'll
Yes,
work this
sir.
time.
Yes, sir. It does work. So,
Okay.
yes, I would say this one, it confused me the most,
Okay.
because I would say the
Let me jump in and see if I can just maybe address the questions that you might be trying to formulate. So, in those, yeah, colorful questions down at the bottom, A, B, C, and D, just because they give you the amount, that doesn't mean that's the amount that becomes your adjustment. So if you remember, in the lecture that I gave, the videos, whatever, I said when you're doing adjusting entries, you don't adjust for the beginning, you don't adjust for the ending, you adjust for the action, you adjust for what happened. So if you notice, it says in A, physical count reveals only 480 of supplies on hand. So they didn't tell us what was used. So if you scroll back up for a second and go find supplies, you will notice that supplies started with 2000. So
Yes,
we
sir.
started with 2000, we ended with 480. So how much did we use is what should go in your adjustments.
Oh, as a 1520.
Right. So you have it backwards. You said, well, we started with 2000 and we used 480 and ended with 1520. No, we didn't. We ended with 480.
480.
So you should have two moves. So if you want to just get rid of that 480 for a second,
Oh, the enable editing. Sorry about that, sir.
that's okay. So get rid of the 480 and get rid of the 1520. So
Sorry.
just like click in that cell and hit the space bar.
So let me actually move this to Google spreadsheets. I am so
Okay.
sorry about
That's
this.
okay.
But yes, your video was very correct about the Excel actually did made it fine. It just made it easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for calculating.
Right.
I never actually used this, but that took some time to understand this, and it got easier.
That's good
I
because
thought I was
it's a very popular Microsoft Office,
yes,
application. So okay,
yes,
so get
sir.
rid of that 480, get rid of that 1520. Okay. So now yeah, so under the debit, you want to go down to supplies expense,
Supply
lower. Yep,
expense.
right there.
Here it is.
So put 1520 there. Okay, and in front of the 1520 in that little mini column, you're going to put
Yes,
a little
sir.
letter A. Okay. And then up next to supplies, back at the top there on the credit, you're going to put 1520 again. And then in front of that, you're going to put the letter A. So this
Oh,
is the A adjustment. And
I
remember, when you do a journal entry, whether it's a regular entry, an adjusting entry, or the stuff that's due this week, which is a closing entry, you always got to do two moves.
I
You need a debit and you need a credit minimum.
debit.
So the big mistake you made here was you only did one move in A, in B, in C, and in D. And in A, you actually also used the wrong number. So it was like a double mistake. Okay. So if you look at what you did, the supply started with 2000.
Yes,
You
sir.
adjusted it down by the amount that you used by 1520. So now 480 will be the balance in the adjusted trial balance. So just right next to the 1520 on the debit side, though. Yep. And you're going to have 480. Why is it on the debit side? Well, the 2000 was a bigger number than the 1520 and the balance always resides on the bigger number side.
Oh,
Okay. That's one reason. Reason number two, supplies as an asset, which makes it a debited account. Debited accounts carry a debit balance. So
debit
that's why that
account.
480 is on the debit side.
I remember that on a week three, sir.
Yes. So,
What to remember?
okay. So now let's do letter B together. So if you scroll down to
I am so sorry, sir. Just one second. My cat's actually throwing up.
oh no.
Artemis, Artemis, go, 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 Jeff. Go, 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 go.
I shouldn't be laughing.
No, sorry about that,
Sorry,
sir.
it made me laugh. I shouldn't be laughing. I know what that's like. So sorry.
No, you're fine, sir. I am so sorry about that.
Okay. So before we scroll down, just a quick comment about the letter A that we did, the two letter A's. So when
Yes,
you
sir.
bought those supplies for 2000, the ones that were there all the way to the left, you treated them as an asset. We are not allowed to write them off or expense them until we actually use them. So that's why the $2,000 of supplies down at the bottom became expense once we used them.
Because
Okay.
it's all supply expenses actually says it right there too.
Right.
Because
So
it
that
has
1520 that you have there now next to supplies expense, copy that over to the adjusted trial balance. So put
just
15, so down below on
oh
parallel to the 1520, just two spots over there. No, more to the
oh
right. Keep going. Maybe three spots. Yeah, there you go.
oh
So now we want to put that 1520 there. Good. And then also copy it to the income statement.
into the
So
income
under the
statement.
400 there, right? Because it's an expense.
Oh oh that's
So every single number that ends up in your adjusted trial balance has to be copied either to the income statement or to the owner's equity balance sheet. Okay. So far so good. We now need to do adjustment B. And adjustment B down below, I think it's if you scroll down, it says depreciation. Ding, ding, ding. That's a key word. So depreciation is the number we use in the adjustment. So whatever that number is, what is it, 250? I can't tell.
oh yes sir.
Okay. So you're gonna put right there, you're gonna write 250. Okay, and to the left of that, you're gonna call it adjustment B. So the letters match up with the instructions down below. But now you got to go credit accumulated depreciation, which you already did. Okay. And put a little letter B in the column before that one. Okay. So now you've got your two moves. And every adjustment that we run into, both the debit and the credit carry a common name. So supplies expense,
Surprise.
depreciation, accumulated depreciation. So if you look through the list and look at the two accounts that have the common name, they're the two that are going to be involved in your entry. So now here's a mistake that you made, another mistake, and if you notice, your adjusted trial balance does not balance. And that's because you had a 1250 credit, right? And then you credited for 250. Credit, you add. So your new
Yeah.
balance is 1500, not 1000. So
I
you want to make that
see.
1500. So because you have a credit and a credit. The only time you subtract is my little saying from Valentine's Day, opposites subtract. Instead of
Opposites
opposites attract, opposites subtract. And that's
like
what you
a
did with supplies. Because if you
oh,
notice, supplies, you had a debit of 2000, a credit of 1520. Debit and a credit, opposites subtract. That's how you get the 480. Okay. All right. So you now want to scroll down. We'll look at letter C. Letter C was the most challenging because it says unearned revenue amounted to 260. Well, that's nice that they gave us the unearned, but I have to adjust for the action, the earned part. So if you scroll back up, you notice how you have 260 and then you put 290 in the trial balance. The 290 is how much was earned. The 260 is still unearned. So those numbers should be flipped. So you should be debiting unearned revenue for 290. So in the adjustments under letter
oh
B
here it
there.
is.
So go a little bit to the left, little left, more left, more left. Keep going
So-
left.
oh
Yep,
sorry,
that
sorry.
one right there. So that should be 290. Okay, so now in front of 290, put letter C, because this is the letter C adjustment. So if we're debiting something for 290, we got to credit something for 290, and that something is service revenue. So go down to
Service.
service revenue under the credit side, letter C, and then 290.
Oh, so I did not know.
Okay, so you always got to do two moves. So now let's fix the so so the trial balance for unearned revenue is now correct, but now we got to fix the revenue, and that should be we've got a credit
Sure.
and a credit. What do you suggest we do?
We add them, sir.
Yes, correct. So 6,300 plus the 290. Okay. And notice that your income statement, you did that formula beautifully. So that looks good. So we just got to do adjustment D. And maybe
Just
after doing adjustment D, you might be in balance. Accrued salaries. So here's how I did it in the video. Okay, scroll up.
yes, sir.
Okay, so now look at all those accounts to the left.
Yes, sir.
Do you see two accounts with the word salaries and wages?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
You see that one and you see another one above it somewhere.
Salary. Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so
Payable.
those are the two that are now involved. Of those
Oh,
two, which one are you going to debit?
I'm going to debit the expense
Yes. So that means by default, the other one has to be the credit.
credit.
So in your adjustments, debit the salaries and wages expense for 700, which you did, and put your little D in there, good. And now you got to go credit salaries and wages payable for 700.
700.
Good.
And
So
it's
now,
pricey.
so now you're gonna do, you have a credit and a credit, so you're gonna add those. Good. And that would be 2,000. Very good. And then we need to put depreciation expense. We got to carry that over.
Carry that
Good.
over. So this
And that 250's got
oh,
to go a little lower. So remember
two,
that letter B, that 250's got to be dragged over.
250. Sorry, sir.
No, lower, the
Lower.
250 under the last
Oh, here
adjustment.
it is.
That one's got to get copied over to the trial balance.
The trial balance. So
Right
yes.
there. Yes, 250. Equal, click on that, enter. Okay, so now we should have everything right. So let me just check and see if you did all the math and copied everything over properly. 12.9. Okay, I do notice a mistake. Do you see in your trial balance, you have 1,100 for drawing on the credit? Okay, look where that 1,100 is originally
The
on the
debit.
debit. So that's got to continue to be a debit. Okay,
I
good.
see.
And then make sure that's also on the debit side of your balance sheet. So that same
Oh,
1,100 carried over. Yep, a little bit higher right there. Good, good. And then enter. Okay. So I'm still kind of confused why you don't balance. And let's go back. Oh, your original trial balance doesn't. Did you change any of those numbers? Because
uh, just until right now, sir.
okay, so I don't understand why the original unadjusted trial balance is out of balance. It should balance. Let me see the formula that you have over to the left where you see 23.5, the total at the bottom of that
23.
column. More left.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
right there. Let me see the formula for that. So click on that cell and sum B5 to B19. Okay, now let me see the formula for the 24.8 right next to it.
2480.
Okay, so for some reason, um, it's different. 1250. Okay, do me this favor.
Yes, sir.
In that cell, just wipe out that formula that's in that cell. Okay, and now click on the 23.5 next to
23.
it at the bottom there.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
just click on it. Yep, you see that little dot?
Yes. This one, sir.
Drag that to the right, just click and drag. Okay, and then release. Okay. So it's still out
Oh,
of balance. That's really, really weird. So did you go in there and change any of the numbers?
actually, I did realize that once, sir, when you actually corrected it. Actually, I think I can pull that up.
Yeah, go back to the original question because I think you may have altered the initial numbers. And I'm going to take a picture of the actual what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, that one. Yeah, you notice how I'm in balance and somehow the numbers that I gave you, you must have changed it. Okay, so I took a picture of it. Go back and we'll figure out which number you accidentally changed. All right.
Ah,
And that's why it's
salaries and
impossible for you to balance if you do that. So 1250, 2500. Okay. I found the mistake. Salaries payable should not
Yes,
be there.
sir.
That should be
1300.
empty.
Yes, sir.
So now,
Oh,
look at your totals now.
got even.
Okay. So now need to figure out why does your adjustments not balance? 1520, 1520, 250, 250, 700, 700, 290, 290. No reason why they shouldn't balance. So there's something wrong with that formula right there. So
Yes,
click
sir.
990
That oh, that makes sense. Then I would
and let's just add all those up. Enter. 2760, same thing with that one. So not sure what formula you used, but it has to balance. Okay, good. Okay.
oh,
So do me another favor. Remember
yes,
that
sir.
23.5 from the very first one? Okay,
Yes, sir.
copy that formula.
Yes, sir.
All right, so copy it and then paste it in the two adjusted trial balance uh number. Yeah, right there. So actually higher, higher. We're
Higher.
we're gonna yep, so paste that.
Oh,
It'll let you. Actually just okay, good, good. Enter. And now do the same thing for no, something went wrong. Okay, let's start from scratch. Go back
yes.
to where that 23.5 is.
Yeah, yes, sir.
No,
Oh,
the new one. Okay, so just clear out that cell. Okay, so do equal sum,
equals sum.
SUM.
Oh,
So just type SUM. There you go. Now open the parenthesis
open the
on your keyboard.
oh my key.
X out of this little box that's popping up.
Oh, yes, sir.
So just open your parenthesis. Now, oh, wrong one. Just one of them. So you got the one. Now highlight everything from 4,500 down to depreciation expense, that entire column. Highlight it all.
Highlight it all.
You got to click and there you go. Now close the parenthesis
Now close the parenthesis.
and now enter.
Oh, I see what you mean, sir.
And then if you hit enter, it'll, oh,
Oh,
you must have something, you must have put an extra little thing in there. Let's try it again. So equals, oh, you know what you did? You got to get rid of that plus sign that's in front of the parenthesis. Okay, so let's try it again. Equals sum,
equals sum.
open the parenthesis.
Open
Okay,
the
now
parenthesis.
highlight the entire column from 4,500 down to 250. Close the parenthesis.
Close it.
Enter.
I
Okay. So
see.
now click on that 450
Yes,
and
sir.
now drag that little dot. Go, yeah, drag that dot over there. Good. Boom. Now you're in balance.
Oh, so
Okay.
that's
And while you're at it, click on that new 24,550 and drag that dot all the way across the next four columns. Yep. Okay. So now in the income statement and the statement of owner's equity, we never balance. So we got to figure out what it is. So we still got one thing missing in the income statement. We got to bring the depreciation expense of 250 over to the income statement. So as you
oh
see that,
yes.
yep. So that's the only thing that's missing. Enter. Okay, good. So now look at your income statement subtotals. You got 4170, you got 6590. Under the 4170, we're going to calculate the net income. So if you want to click on equals under the 4170, oh, no, under.
Oh, equals, sir.
Yep, hit the equal sign,
Oh,
that one right there. Equals. Now click on the 6590 subtotal. Yep, that one.
6590
Minus sign,
minus sign
click on the 4170.
4170.
Enter. Okay, that is your net income. So get rid of that 2420 down below that you have there, the lower. Yeah, get rid of that. That shouldn't be there. And then get rid of the 17,860 to the right of that. Gone. Okay. So now, back where we put the 2420, underneath that cell, Nope. Back to the, yeah, there. Now equal and add the 4170 and the 2420.
2420. There we go. Yes.
And notice you now balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now in the owner's equity balance sheet, under the 17,860 equal sign, click on the 2280 above it. Yeah, that one.
22.
Minus the
Oh,
17,860. Oh,
sorry, sir.
it's okay. So equal, click on the 2280, subtract the 17,860,
17860.
enter.
Enter.
Notice it matches what you have over in the income statement. They always have to match. If they match, you did it right,
Oh,
and which is the net income. So now just clean it up, copy. So yeah, so underneath that 2420, oh, nope, not that one.
oh,
Under, yep. So equal and add the two numbers above it.
no.
Okay. And then just bring down the other 2280 in the previous column. Just nope. Go down. Yeah. Go down to the missing column. The one next.
Miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Right there.
Okay.
Yep. Equals. And then just click on that 2280 above it. Above it. Yep. Enter. And now you have a completed worksheet.
So
This
it
is what you
was.
had to do.
So, wow, so the beginning of the adjustment does actually make a big because like you said, Dr. Sam, I've only because I this is exactly not what I did, but I remember I had everything on a one-sided.
Yeah,
And
so you were, so when you put that number in salaries payable, you threw the whole thing off because you were instantly out of balance. So that first column you don't touch. That's already set in stone. So what you're doing is you're picking up with, okay, I got to do my adjustments. There's always two moves. I have to have one debit, I have to do one credit. So now your adjusted trial balance is the updated version of the original. So if you
yes,
notice, cash was 4,500. It did not get adjusted. It stays
they say
4,500.
there,
Okay. So you're only tweaking the accounts that got out of date over the month. So,
especially what it says on the adjusted
right.
information.
Exactly. And then you do your financial statements off of your adjusted trial balance, and the revenue and expenses go in the income statement. Everything else goes into the owner's equity balance sheet. And that was week 5.
Yes, thank you very much for this, Dr. Sam.
You're
I've
welcome.
realized that one of the biggest, and I thank you. It was very confusing for me, and this is actually what I needed. I'm just, professor to explain, where did I mess up, and
Yeah.
now I get it, sir. And yes, I'm so glad this is. I was wondering if you may share this recorded video after this meeting, sir, so I can
Yeah.
go back and go through this.
No problem at all. No problem at
Thank,
all.
thank you very much, sir, because this has been really helpful, and it's not an easy math for me, sir, for finance. I'm
Yeah,
more
you know what?
for
And you all the REMCAD students, this is not your forte. You guys are artistic and you're using a different brain side than all those of us that are in this realm. So if you put me in your world, I would not know what to do. I'm the least artistic person in the world. So it's great that they're having you learn this because someday
yes,
you might have
sir.
your own business, you
Yes,
know?
sir.
And
Yes,
and
sir.
whether you do the accounting yourself or you hire somebody, let's say you hire somebody, at least now you know they can't mess with you
Yes,
because
sir.
you
Because
have some idea.
that's actually one thing I am very glad for, because I took a business math before this, and it was great, but but I've never actually learned finance on anything. All the math that I was good with was geology and geometry, looking for pies and stuff, but those
Yeah.
are.
What helps us in real life?
Yes, sir. This finance and business math, and
Yep.
and this is actually one time that I'm actually really into like learning. Like I've been going to campuses, get some SLA help, reading this through, and you know, and it's been really wonderful and helpful. And maybe someday if I can go to finance, I will learn this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But
So, well, I'm glad we had an opportunity to do this. I wish we had thought of this earlier, if you needed some help, I would have helped you a couple weeks ago, but I'm glad we did it now
Yes.
because it might actually have more of an impact on your understanding now that you saw the other steps afterwards, how it all impacts everything.
Thank you very much for today, Dr. Sam.
Yeah, you got it. And one last thing. So
Yes, sir.
this week you got to do closing entries, and I sent you
Yes,
the
sir.
video link. And then, so I'm just grading what you do there. And if you make any mistakes, I'll tell you what you did wrong. And then you will submit the whole worksheet again for the folio assignment.
Folio. Yes, sir.
Okay. So a lot of people are like, I'm just submitting the same thing. Well, if you did it right before, yes. If you did anything wrong, you want to fix it so that your folio is perfect.
Yes, sir. Thank you
Okay.
very much for your time, Dr.
You're
Sam.
welcome. My pleasure. It was great to actually meet you face to face. It's awesome.
Likewise to you, sir.
All right. Let me know if you have any other troubles, and we'll figure things out. I mean, we're only got a week left, so we're
Let's
almost done.
finish it strong.
Yeah, we will
Yes,
finish strong,
sir.
and I know you will. Great work.
Thank you very much, sir. And
All
please
right.
have a wonderful day. You said you were in Florida, right, sir?
I actually bounce back and forth between Florida and New York. Right now, I'm in New York.
I see. Oh, hopefully the weather is,
Yeah, we
not
got
too bad.
50s here in New York, so the Florida
Really?
weather is up here right now.
Oh, that's great, sir. We're about to get our snow. It seems like it's getting dark. We're getting the snow weather. So
Yeah,
please stay warm
thank you.
and please stay safe, sir.
I
I
I
watch
really
news, so
appreciate it. Thanks, G. Have a great
yes,
one.
you too, sir. Have a
All
wonderful
right.
day. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. I'll try to figure out a way to save this and I'll upload it in the announcements, a copy of our session.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.